Welcome to Seattle. Alright. What we got in there? Snare, so she's dead, boy. See the wee figure bucket. Alright, I made this little rig because my ground is very uneven and I find this is just a cheap little sprinkler and it tips and whatever on the grass really easily, so this will make a nice sturdy base. Alright, that little stand is working nicely. I've got the sprinkler set. I'm going to let this go for a couple hours just to soak the ground even more so that when I go to do the sod cutter, it just slices through there like butter. I accidentally reserved the sod cutter for tomorrow instead of today, so that kind of sucks. While I was gone, now they got the fire going. Snipe. So, put it back into neutral. General. Okay. Text cut for a helpful video and tutorial. I think I'll do that. Okay, I watered for a little bit more. The guy at Home Depot said even though it rained, soak it again. There we go, that worked pretty good, especially once I got the hang of it. It started to work a lot better. So you can see there's lots of weeds in here, lots of dandelions, lots of clove. So Ed told me there's about 3 to 4 feet of nice topsoil here, so that's good. You can see it cut it off nice and clean. My theory was by doing this, at least all the seeds and stuff that are in this grass and the grass roots, hopefully this gets rid of, say, 80% of the weeds and grass that would have grown back if I had just rototilled it. I know I'll still have some stuff grow back, but I don't know. This was my idea and my plan, so I'm sticking with it. Even though Ed will probably come out here and tell me that this was a waste of time, because he told me just to rototill it, which I know is a perfectly good option. Jet. what do I do with all of this? Ooh, there's a whole bunch of ants in there. And a whole lot of earthworms. I don't really know. It just rained a bunch here. I know that I have to get rid of this somehow, but it's very heavy and muddy, so I think to make it easier to get rid of, I want to try and dry it out somewhat. So I'm going to pull it all off, and or maybe not all of it, some of it, start pulling it off tonight, and just laying it out upside down on the other side of my fence there. I'm gonna call it a night. I got all the sod that I could lifted up. You can see I left skinny little rows here everywhere. I don't know if there is a way to do it properly, but it seemed like anytime I tried to drive on top of a spot that I had already cut, the wheels would just spin. So I started just going beside, but I'll pick up a square spade tomorrow and clean all those lines up. It won't be too bad. This first row along here, I obviously was not underneath the sod at all, so I'll have to get that fixed up. Clean up this end a little bit more. This is all the sod. Didn't really have a plan for what to do with all the sod. I never thought that far ahead, so for now, it's just piled up back here. It's not going to hurt anything. It's looking good. Good progress for the day. That's 1, 2, 3 strips done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more little strips to go. In this. I don't know if this was a good idea or not, but I'm sticking with it. Okay, got a pad. Sorts. All that was about 2.5 weeks ago. Since then, it has done nothing but rain and been windy, crappy weather, and I've just been working a lot of hours. So the garden has not been planted, but hopefully that will happen today. I had to go into work at 1:30 a.m. this morning because some little punk kids broke into a weed store by throwing rocks through the window. So I had to go board it up and clean up the glass. I am happy to see that, in those couple of weeks we've had a ton of rain and very little weeds or grass has grown back up, so that's good. It is smelling really nice back here right now because the lilacs are in bloom. Driveway poppies. I may or may not get to building the structure that I want to build off the end of my garage for storage this summer, but just in case, I'm going to give myself room. I think I want that structure to come out probably about 6 feet. So let's do the first row at 10 feet, because I'm also going to have like yard storage at one end of the structure. So we'll go 9 feet. I found this sweet little mini sledge on the side of the road, actually. Okay. Let's see how many rows we can make. 7, 8. Let's try 30 inches. 30 times 8 is 240. Should take me right to here, which is right in line with our potting table, so that's perfect. All right, here's our seed stockpile. We have golden yellow beans, red poppies, butterfly garden, Johnny jump ups, asparagus, purple beans, squash, parsnips, different kind of parsnips, beets, early snowball cauliflower, cucumbers, butter crunch lettuce, turnip, carrots, different kind of lettuce, different kind of carrots, iceberg lettuce, Space Master cucumber, different color zucchini, green beans, third kind of carrots, and basil. We also have some sugar snap peas, which I have pre-sprouted. It actually worked really good, which I think is kind of cool. Look at that. I soaked them in water for 2 days, and then I put them in this paper towel a couple days ago, and they have all sprouted really good. So that's kind of cool, so I'll plant all those. Also, my neighbor gave me this tomato plant. Now, I know it's getting kind of late. It is mid-June, but life and weather, this is when I have to plant, and so whatever turns into something great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It'll still be good. Wherever my rows are, this is still pretty nice and soft. I will give it one more quick rework with broad fork, just to make sure the soil is nice and light and airy. I also So I've got some of this CIL enriched triple mix. It is outdoor blend of peat, humus, and compost. I'm going to put that in with here just for a little bit of organic material, and the peat and humus will help retain moisture in the soil and the moisture around the seeds and stuff, and help them get established good. What do you think, Zoe? You gonna go climb up that big evergreen tree again? You came down there pretty good, so I'm kind of proud of you for that. Alright, we're ready. We're going to start with some butter French lettuce. Plant a 1/2 inch deep, 1 inch apart, and then you thin them out to 8 inches apart. Should I water it first? I feel like that's not a bad idea. The seeds are that big, 1 inch apart. This is pretty much impossible, so it's just kind of, just gonna do kind of a spattering. Whatever happens, happens, because I don't have the patience to like measure these out and put them all 1 inch apart. I could also just I don't know. Alright, so there's my seed spacing for those guys. Okay, we got some butter crunch lettuce there, so let's put some more lettuce right beside it. We're gonna go with some iceberg lettuce. Where even do lettuce seeds come from? You know, like I know where tomato seeds come from, the inside of a tomato. Where do lettuce seeds come from?
Up your butt.
Beside the iceberg lettuce, we're going to do some white gem parsnips. Okay, these seeds are much more manageable and will be easier to space. We went to the greenhouse today. We got a few things. That's where Melody got her herb garden stuff from. I'm really representing the Blue Jays today. We got the hat, we got the 6. Anyways, so we got some plants, some strawberries, flowers, petunias. These are cauliflowers. There's some peppers in there somewhere. I think next I will plant my peas, because look how freaking awesome these pea sprouts are. They have little roots established coming out, so these should come out really quick, which is cool. I did a staggered pattern here. I don't know if you can really see. Those are about 4 inches apart or so.
It wouldn't be like, and then give them time to like go home or something, so have that like, say come over at like 1:30.
That's a good one. Like, look at the root system that's already coming on that.
He's just fat. He's just sitting there.
I'm just top dressing these with some of this potting soil since the peas are already established. That'll give them some fertilizer.
All right, so we got our tomato. I planted some marigolds because bees like marigolds. And then I did the same thing for these 2 pepper plants here. We got a regular green jalapeno. We got an orange, sweet orange pepper. And then I have 1 more jalapeno to plant. All right, let's see how our beans are doing. It worked so good for the peas that I thought, let's sprout the beans as well. Well, we got a couple. 1 there. Couple there. So these, I believe, are the purple beans. And we've got yellow beans. Doesn't look like any of them have sprouted, but if you look, I think like that little black spot, there are sprouts going to come out of there. And these are the green beans. Oh, we got one sprout in there. So we got a couple. This is how many seeds was in a whole pack, which kind of seems like bullshit to me. Anywho.
Okay, what do we got here? The white ones, not a lot of action. Got a couple sprouting good. I would say maybe 25% of them. It's not great. Ooh, these guys are sprouting real good. These guys are sprouting like the peas. These are the purple ones. And then the green beans are sprouting pretty good too. Alright. What do you think, buddy? How do those sprouts look? You gonna snack on them? I don't know how good they taste. What is Zoe's deal? Okay, we have the green beans and yellow beans in here. Just a few green beans at that end. Way less seeds in the packet of green. These are the purple beans, did not fit in that row. So they're gonna go either here or here. I haven't decided yet. But next, I'm gonna do cucumbers. Now these are Space Master cucumbers. So they're supposed to be like a smaller plant, which I thought would be good for my smaller space. I kind of wish I would have sprouted these too. Sprouting the beans and peas works so good. And I Googled it, and you can sprout them. You can sprout just about any seed, I think. Well, not any seed. I guess you couldn't sprout the tiny ones, but any bigger seed can be sprouted. So next year I will do that. At the end of that row, I'm going to put in some of these squash. It says 42 to 50 days to harvest, so that's good and quick. I'm going to put them at the end of my cucumber row here because this row is beans, and I want to try and separate the beans a little bit, and these can kind of grow wild over there. And a little more of our mulch cover, just to help those seeds stay nice and wet. So I'm going to work up a carrot bed right here. Put in a bunch of this. We have three kinds of carrots. We have Chantenay, Scarlet Nantes, and Nantes. So I don't know what the difference is between Scarlet Nantes and Nantes. Well, they both sound good. An extremely high quality carrot, bright orange flesh, nearly coreless, sweet and juicy. Ideal for freezing. Rich loose soil is the best. That's what I was going for. This one says most popular and dependable home garden variety. Roots are sweet and tender yet crisp. Ideal for freezing, bright orange in color, nearly coreless. Okay, so that'll be kind of interesting to see what the difference is between those two. Do you guys remember that show about like ginseng root? It seemed very staged. That's what these roots remind me of. New scarlet on one side. Chantilly in the middle, and do this a little more sparsely. Quarter inch of topsoil, so just a very light dispersal of this. And finish it off with some water. Just make sure they're nice and soaked. That is the other key to germination, I think, is making sure. I think that's why when you sprout, you soak them, right? Seeds are immersed in water. So in theory, they sprouted so good that way. So I think keeping the seeds completely soaked is very important while they're germinating. I'm running out of room, so I bought more tomato plants. We also bought some catmint. What do you think of that? We got some action. Got some lettuce poking up. And then I caught a glimpse of a little purple leaf. We got some beets coming up. Broad fork will be too big. So maybe what I will do is just water these down a little bit. How do I do this? I'm just trying to gently break this up. That is, I'm genuinely excited. This row is saved, I think. None of them have leaves coming up yet, but they've all got like good root systems going down. So leaves must be gonna start popping up here soon. So these ones are good. That makes me more curious. I'm gonna go dig on the other side a little bit more. Maybe they are there somewhere. No, it was just mush, but I'll dig. So I just took the rake and broke up, just tried to loosen this top layer up so that when they are ready to break through, that it'll be easier for them. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully I didn't wreck anything. But next year, we'll definitely top all the seeds with not that black dirt in a bag, because it really seemed to form a crusty layer. Let's go to the other end of the other row. Oh shit. There's a nice one there too. Okay, well, maybe I got ahead of myself. Maybe they aren't all rotten. I mean, those couple I found definitely were rotten. They probably got maybe less water at this end, but that one is definitely doing okay. So let's cover him back up. And we'll just wait and see, I guess. I'm not going to put a whole bunch more water on these, so there's the next one. It's starting to. So that was a green bean. And that row was all purple beans. So it's just those yellow wax beans. Yep, just found another yellow wax bean, and it's just soft and nothing coming out of it. And it was sprouted. I just like started digging because I'm like, those other ones were so easy to find that if these white ones were sprouted, or these yellow wax beans were sprouted, they'd be easy to find too.
Alright, alright, alright. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, alright, alright. Okay.
Going along now, and since I know kind of the pattern, basically finding them. Some of them I just planted too deep, I think. Now that guy was probably under 2 inches of dirt. This is 2 days after I loosened up the soil. Look how many of them have come up. And I found basically all the other ones. I'm missing one. Where are you? Where are you, little guy? There he is right there. Another case of one that I think, like, look how big that is getting to be. He's just all twisted up. Loosely cover that back up.
I don't know what I did.
Guys, I just came back here to have a quick check on the garden before I go to do some sanding and priming. The beans are coming up nice. I say we got about 95% germination. There's only a couple that did not pan out, but look, the squash. I love how they like literally burst their way through the dirt. The green beans came up pretty good in the end, in hindsight. They just took a couple more days. Only the 2 yellow beans though. Peas are still doing good. The turnips came up really good. There's lots of turnips. The cauliflowers are hanging in there. Parsnips are also in here. I don't know if parsnips are coming up yet though. I don't see a whole bunch of one thing yet. Those look like weeds, but I don't know. That's a weed, that's a weed. Maybe that's a parsnip. Beets are good. Lettuce is good. All 3 of the lettuces are good. Obviously need to thin this out a little. We'll deal with that another time. No zucchini yet. These have been sitting on a shelf in my house for a couple of months. They've obviously started to sprout, so let's see what happens. And we'll throw in a couple more over here by the apple tree. this one probably has the most potential. Look at that cute little gleaming white cauliflower down in there. Planted these with the turnips, and this one a couple of days ago I just tried to thin out the turnips around it, and it did not like that. It looked like these ones, so I guess we'll just leave them be. And this one's starting to come back a little bit, but it misses its turnip friends, I guess. I don't know. I bought these cauliflowers at the same time, and they had little baby cauliflowers when I bought them, but they immediately went to seed. But I've just kind of let them go along with the parsnips. This little guy did not go to seed. Has a little baby cauliflower in there, but it's not nice and white and gleaming like the other ones. These ones I need to get wrapped. Alright, I just tied some string around there. Hopefully that's okay. I just know you're supposed to do that because there's a certain kind of moth, little white moths that like to eat or do some kind of something to them. Maybe they lay eggs in there, I don't know, but hopefully that stops it. So I picked my first batch of bigger tomatoes here. And they're all kind of a little deformed and ripening really weirdly, like just one half. And then they got whatever this is going on. I googled it and it's called cat's face, but it apparently is not a big deal, and it's from the first few flowers being deformed from just temperature changes, which I guess makes sense. This is off the tomato that I bought from the greenhouse. But the other ones growing on here so far seem to be mostly normal-ish. There's another big one up here that's a little bit deformed, but as long as it tastes like a tomato, I don't really care what it looks like. So we shall see. I think I will save those though. My brother is coming on Friday from BC, so I'll make a little garden meal. Should be able to find some turnips big enough, lettuce, maybe some beets big enough, some peas, some tomatoes for the salad. I don't think there'll be anything else ready. Maybe some strawberries. I think I will eat you my first pea. Freaking delicious.